I was tired all the time. My belly kept growing, my energy was gone, and my blood sugar numbers were quietly creeping up. Then came the words I did not want to hear. You are insulin resistant. That was the moment I knew something had to change. Fast forward to today, I am no longer insulin resistant. My energy is back, my cravings are gone, and my lab numbers are finally normal. Now, before you scroll away, listen carefully. Insulin resistance is not just a blood sugar issue. It is one of the most silent early warnings your body gives before things start to break down. It is the hidden root behind stubborn fat, chronic fatigue, inflammation, and even mood swings. Many people have it right now and do not even realize it. The scary part? It can quietly build up for years before showing clear symptoms. But the good news is that it can be reversed and faster than most people think. In this video, I am going to share exactly how I did it. No fancy programs, no expensive supplements, and definitely no crash diets. These are 12 real steps that help me shut down insulin resistance and restore my body's balance. And I am going to walk you through each one, what worked, why it worked, and how you can start today. You will learn how simple daily choices can reset your metabolism and how small actions like moving your body at specific times can make insulin work better. You will discover how something as overlooked as sleep can be as powerful as diet, and how managing stress might do more for your blood sugar than any pill. We will also talk about meal timing, something most people get wrong, and how just shifting when you eat can trigger massive improvements in insulin sensitivity. But that is not all. I will also reveal two powerful hacks that are almost never talked about. One that helped lower my morning blood sugar naturally, and another that helped me control cravings without cutting out all the foods I love. These changes did not just improve my blood sugar, they transformed how I feel every single day. If you stay until the end of this video, you will walk away with a clear roadmap. You will understand the science behind insulin resistance in simple terms. You know exactly what steps to take and see how quickly your body can respond when you give it the right signals. This is not a theory, it is a real-life transformation. And if it worked for me, it might work for you too. So stick around till the end, because each step builds on the next. And by the time you finish, you will know the key habits that can literally switch your body back into fat-burning, energy-producing mode. Welcome to our channel, where we talk about real health changes backed by science and experience. If you are ready to take control of your body and shut down insulin resistance for good, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let us begin. Insulin resistance is one of those health conditions that develops quietly, often without any obvious warning signs. In simple terms, it means your body's cells stop responding properly to insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar from your blood into your cells for energy. When this happens, your body has to produce more and more insulin just to keep your blood sugar levels under control. Over time, this constant pressure can wear your system down and lead to bigger problems. Think of insulin as a key and your cells as locks. When the locks become rusty, the key stops working smoothly. The sugar that should be going into your cells starts to build up in your bloodstream instead. Your pancreas works harder, pushing out even more insulin to try to fix the problem. But the more insulin it releases, the less your cells respond. That is the cycle of insulin resistance, and it can slowly push you toward prediabetes and type 2 diabetes if left unchecked. There are several common causes behind this condition, and they all tie back to modern lifestyle habits. Carrying excess belly fat is one of the biggest factors, because fat around the abdomen is not just stored energy. It is active tissue that releases chemicals interfering with insulin's job. Sitting too much or being inactive for long hours weakens your muscles' ability to use glucose efficiently. A diet high in processed foods, sugary drinks, refined carbs, and unhealthy fats also plays a major role, flooding your system with quick energy that your body struggles to manage. And then there is stress, something most people underestimate. When you are under constant stress, your body releases hormones like cortisol, which raise blood sugar and make it even harder for insulin to do its job. The trouble with insulin resistance is that it does not stay quiet forever. As blood sugar levels keep rising, it starts to affect nearly every organ system. You may not feel it at first, but deep inside, your liver begins storing more fat, setting the stage for fatty liver disease. Your blood vessels stiffen, increasing the risk of high blood pressure and heart problems. Some people experience constant tiredness, brain fog, or difficulty losing weight, all early warning signs that the body's fuel system is off balance. But here is the encouraging part. Insulin resistance is not permanent. It can be reversed, or at least dramatically improved, through consistent lifestyle changes by lowering stress, moving more, improving food quality, and getting better sleep. The body can become sensitive to insulin again. The key is to act early, stay consistent, and understand that small, steady actions can reset your system over time. For a long time, I thought feeling tired all the time was normal. I blamed it on stress, long workdays, and lack of sleep. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. My energy would crash after meals. I'd crave sugar constantly, and no matter how carefully I watched what I ate, my waistline kept expanding. It was as if my body had turned against me. I would wake up feeling heavy, foggy, and unmotivated, and by the afternoon, I was fighting to stay awake. At first, I brushed it off. I told myself I was just getting older, that everyone slows down a little. But then I started noticing small changes that I couldn't ignore. My clothes were tighter, my face looked puffier, and I felt sluggish even after a full night's sleep. Every blood test came back with a new warning sign. My fasting glucose was creeping higher, my triglycerides were up, and my doctor mentioned the phrase insulin resistance. That hit me hard. I wasn't diabetic yet, but I was definitely on that path. Hearing those words felt like an alarm going off in my head. The real turning point came after one appointment where my doctor looked at me and said, "If you keep going like this, you're going to cross the line into type 2 diabetes sooner than you think." I remember sitting in the car afterward, just staring at the report. I wasn't ready to accept that this was my new normal. I realized I had spent years ignoring my body's signals, the fatigue, the cravings, the stubborn belly fat, and it was finally catching up to me. That night, I decided I'd had enough. I didn't want to wait for medication or another warning. I wanted to understand what was happening inside my body and how to fix it naturally. So I started digging deeper into how insulin actually works, how food timing, movement, and even stress could change the way my body responded to sugar. The more I learned, the more I realized that insulin resistance wasn't a sentence, it was a signal. My body was asking for change. It wasn't easy at first. Every small change felt like a challenge, but slowly, my energy started to return. My cravings became manageable, and my blood sugar numbers began to drop. Looking back now, that one decision to stop accepting how I felt and start rebuilding my health changed everything. Here are the 12 things I did that turned it all around. Here are the 12 things that helped me shut down insulin resistance and completely reset my body from the inside out. Kamon moved my body daily. I started with something simple, walking. Even short walks after meals made a big difference. Movement helps muscles pull sugar from the bloodstream without needing as much insulin, so every step counted. Over time, I made it a daily ritual, like brushing my teeth, non-negotiable. 2, lifted weights and built muscle. I realized muscle is like a glucose sponge. The more I built, the better my body handled sugar. I did not need heavy gym sessions. Simple resistance exercises at home were enough to improve my insulin sensitivity fast. 3. Switch to whole foods. I cut out most ultra-processed foods, sugary drinks, and refined carbs. I focused on real single-ingredient foods, the kind that don't come in boxes or packets. This calmed my blood sugar swings and made my meals more satisfying. 4. Focused on fiber and plants. I loaded my plate with vegetables, fruits, beans, and whole grains. Fiber slows down digestion and prevents sudden sugar spikes, giving insulin time to work properly. My gut health improved, and my cravings started fading naturally. 5. Reduced refined carbs and high GI foods. I began swapping white rice for brown, white bread for whole grain, and cut down on sweets. I noticed how steady my energy became once I stopped feeding the roller coaster of blood sugar spikes and crashes. 6. Managed my weight. Losing even a small amount of belly fat had a huge effect. It's not just about looking leaner. Abdominal fat releases hormones that make insulin resistance worse. As my waist shrank, my lab numbers improved too. 7. Got enough sleep. Sleep was the hidden factor I had ignored for years. Once I started prioritizing 7-8 hours a night, my hunger hormones balanced out and my morning blood sugar readings began to stabilize. My mood and focus also improved dramatically. 8. Handled stress better. Chronic stress keeps insulin levels high because of cortisol. I started using breathing exercises, quiet walks, and phone-free evenings to lower tension. My body finally had a chance to recover instead of staying in fight or flight mode. 9. Took strategic breaks and fasted smartly. I introduced gentle fasting windows, giving my body time to burn stored energy instead of constantly processing new calories. It wasn't extreme, just spacing my meals to let insulin levels drop between them. Dustin focused on healthy fats and lean protein. I replaced fried snacks and processed oils with olive oil, nuts, seeds, and fish. Adding protein kept me full longer and reduced cravings, helping me stay consistent without feeling deprived. 11. Walked right after meals. This one was surprisingly powerful. 10 to 15 minutes of slow walking after eating kept my blood sugar from spiking and gave me steady energy through the day. It became one of my easiest, most effective habits. 12. Tracked progress and stayed consistent. I didn't leave it to guesswork. I tracked my waist, energy levels, and fasting sugar. Even when results were slow, I stayed patient. Over time, small daily choices added up to major change, and my body finally responded. The first changes I noticed were small but powerful. Within a few weeks of staying consistent, my energy began to return. I no longer felt that heavy mid-afternoon crash that used to hit me every single day. My mornings became easier. I woke up feeling lighter, clearer, and more alert. That constant fog that made it hard to focus slowly lifted, and I started to feel like myself again. My body was finally responding, and it gave me the motivation to keep going. A few months in, I noticed another major shift. My cravings began to disappear. I used to think about food all the time, especially sweets or snacks late at night. But as my blood sugar stabilized, those urges faded. I could eat a balanced meal and feel satisfied for hours. My appetite was finally under control, not controlling me. It felt strange at first, because I had lived for years thinking constant hunger was normal. That simple change made daily life so much easier, fewer temptations, more stability, and more control. Physically, my waist started shrinking. The extra belly fat that had clung to me for years began to melt away. My clothes fit better, and my face looked less puffy. It wasn't dramatic or sudden, but it was steady. Every few weeks, I could see progress, not just in the mirror, but in how my body felt. My digestion improved, my skin cleared up, and I could move more freely without that constant feeling of heaviness. Then came the lab results, the proof that everything I was doing was working. My fasting blood sugar dropped back into a healthy range. My insulin levels, which had once been flagged as high, came down. My triglycerides fell, and my HDL, the good cholesterol, went up. Even my blood pressure improved slightly. It was a clear signal that my body was healing from the inside out. My doctor looked at my new numbers and said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." That was all the confirmation I needed. None of this happened overnight. The early weeks were slow, and at times frustrating. There were days I felt impatient, waiting for results that weren't visible yet. But looking back, the changes came faster than I ever expected once I stayed consistent. The key was patience, trusting the process, and giving my body time to respond. This is my personal journey, and everyone's body reacts differently. What worked for me may not work in the exact same way for someone else. That's why it's important to check with a doctor or nutrition professional before making big changes. But from my experience, small, steady improvements added up to a transformation I never thought was possible. One of the biggest lessons I learned on this journey was that perfection is not the goal. Consistency is. At the start, I thought I had to follow every rule exactly, eat flawlessly, and never miss a workout. That kind of pressure only made things harder. But once I stopped chasing perfection and focused on doing my best most of the time, everything became easier. Progress started to feel natural instead of forced. I realized that even if I slipped up, what really mattered was getting back on track the next day. That mindset kept me going when motivation faded. The truth is, insulin resistance doesn't require extreme solutions. You do not have to turn your life upside down to heal. What really matters are the fundamentals: moving your body every day, eating real food, sleeping well, and finding ways to manage stress. These may sound simple, but they are the foundation of how your body processes energy. When one of those pieces is missing, insulin struggles to do its job, but when they come together, your body becomes incredibly efficient at balancing blood sugar and burning fat again. Movement was one of my biggest turning points. It did not have to be intense. Some days it was a walk, other days a quick stretch session or a few minutes of resistance training. The key was showing up. Every bit of movement helped my muscles soak up more glucose and reduce the pressure on insulin. Over time, I noticed how much more stable my energy became on days I moved versus days I didn't. It reinforced how simple actions could create big changes. Good food played another powerful role. By focusing on whole, unprocessed meals filled with vegetables, protein, and healthy fats, I gave my body steady energy instead of constant sugar spikes. I didn't cut out every favorite food. I just learned to make better swaps and pay attention to how food made me feel. When I ate right, I slept better. And when I slept better, my cravings dropped. It was all connected. Sleep and stress turned out to be silent players in my recovery. When I finally prioritized rest and found ways to calm my mind, my blood sugar readings improved, even without changing anything else. It reminded me that healing isn't just physical, it's hormonal, emotional, and mental too. Science supports this. The body has an incredible ability to repair itself when given the right environment. Every small step signals to your cells to start responding to insulin again. You don't need miracle drugs or drastic measures to get results. Just small, consistent actions that your body can build on day by day. You do not need to change everything at once. That was one of the most freeing realizations I had. Trying to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight almost always ends in burnout. The truth is, small and steady steps are what create real lasting progress. So if you're watching this right now and wondering where to begin, start simple. Pick just one or two things from the list that stood out to you and make them your focus this week. It might be taking a walk after dinner, adding more vegetables to your meals, or setting a fixed bedtime so your body can recover properly. The magic lies in building momentum. Once you see even small improvements, better energy, clearer focus, fewer cravings, you'll want to keep going. Change grows naturally from success. Don't wait for the perfect day to start because that day rarely comes. The best time to begin is now, even if your steps are small. You'll be surprised how quickly your body responds once you start sending it the right signals. If you've made it this far into the video, that already says something important. You care about your health and you're ready to take action. That mindset alone puts you ahead of where you were yesterday. So make this your turning point. Choose two habits and commit to them for the next 7 days. Write them down, track how you feel, and notice the difference in your energy and mood. It's often the smallest changes that bring the biggest rewards. I'd love to hear what you'll start with. Which of the 12 steps spoke to you the most? Maybe you're ready to move more. Maybe you're curious about fasting. Or maybe you just want to sleep better. Share it in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else who's struggling to take that first step. If you found this video helpful and want more real-world health insights like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We share simple science-backed strategies that actually work without hype or quick fixes. Every week, we explore topics that help you understand your body better and take control of your health naturally. And before we wrap up, just a quick note. I'm not a doctor, and this video isn't medical advice. Everyone's body is different, so always check with your healthcare professional before making big changes, especially if you're on medication or have a medical condition. Think of this as your guide, not a prescription. Your journey will be unique, but it can absolutely start today with one small intentional choice. If you're dealing with insulin resistance right now, you know this. You can make a difference. I did, and so can you. Your body is not broken, it's simply asking for a reset. The small steps you take today, walking more, eating real food, sleeping better, managing stress, they all work together to turn things around. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen when you stay consistent and believe that progress is possible. Remember, every choice you make sends a message to your body. I'm ready to heal. Over time, those choices add up to better energy, better numbers, and a better life. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Start where you are with what you have and build from there. If this video helped you or gave you hope, give it a like and share it with someone who might need this message today. And if you want more simple, science-based health guides and real transformation stories, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Your health journey doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to start. Here's to your stronger, healthier self.